Welcome to Modern Mystic Messages. I'm Teresa. Thank you so much for stopping by and clicking on the video. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. In any event, Soul Family, I'm happy that you're here. And this evening, we're going to do something a little bit different. I normally don't specify who the reading is for, but all day long I've had the Divine Masculine firmly on my mind. So I really think that this is going to be reading for the Divine Masculine, the decks that I was led to kind of cleanse and pre-shuffle. I'm not sure we're going to use all of them, but they were, in my mind, they appear as slightly more masculine centered decks. So we're going to take a look at those. Now, that's not to say if you're a Divine Feminine who's in masculine energy, it can certainly apply to you as well. Or if you have a Divine Masculine in your life that you're cross watching for, or if you're a divine feminine who's calling in love and might have a divine masculine in your vortex that you haven't necessarily met yet, but still want to kind of get some insights about what may or may not be going on with them, then this reading might resonate for you as well. So either way, we're going to go on in here and get started and see what Spirit has for us. And of course, I would like to call in our guides, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael. If you would please preside over this reading with us, provide a protective wall around us and here in healing energy as well, so that we can get the maximum benefit from this reading. Yeshua, Saint Germain, and Archangel Metatron, I would like to call in your guidance as well, please, and thank you. Ashe. Now, I paired this out here because I don't use the Crowley deck that often, but we're going to use it today because the guide, and honestly, the person that wrote this guide, it wasn't written by Crowley, but it's been an extensive study of that deck. And I think just getting the extra layer of meanings for the cards, because some of the Crowley deck, just like what I did with the Gaia deck yesterday, some of those meanings are different, a little bit different or extra layered than the traditional tarot. So we are going to refer to that for some of those. But before we do, going into the reading, I want to see if we can get a message from Archangel Michael to just kind of see maybe why the Divine Masculine was so on my mind today. Maybe because I know as our little family here is growing, I when I'm able to, for right now, the channel is small enough that when new subscribers come, if their subscriptions are public to me, I can kind of see who's joining. And I do know we have some beautiful divine masculines coming into the family. Oh, wow. And so yeah, I have noticed different information coming out in the readings, kind of a different feel. So I wanted to kind of address that. Most tarot readers or most readings are centered towards divine feminine, just because most collectives are usually mostly female. But today it was, yeah, okay. And it looks like we are still focused. I don't know how much is going to come out, but we're still focused. Divine masculine, you got love on the brain. You just do. Help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. You really want to bring in your divine counterpart, your queen, your high priestess. You want to become that hierophant magician and bring in your empress or emperor, like so you want to be the emperor hierophant magician and bring in your high priestess empress. Yeah. Write about your thoughts and feelings. The prayer here is thank you for helping me tap into my God given creativity and wisdom so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessings, and healing. And truthfully, if you are manifesting love, you might want to write about that. I ain't saying you necessarily got to publish it, but sometimes it helps to get those thoughts out of your head and on paper so you can look at it, see it, make yourself a voice note and listen to it when you read it or talk about it. If you can't write it, you ain't got to publish it necessarily, but it may help you get some clarity as to what you want and bring in. Because honestly, I get it. If you, especially if you're wanting to manifest love, you've probably been hurt before. There's a lot of very hurt people out here in this space that are hurting people. We have a lot of, especially the chosen ones, we have a lot of karmic cycles to close, and a lot of it has to do with relationship issues. So you probably have been taken through the ringer a few times. And honestly, I feel for you. A lot of females in this day and age, we have become so toxically masculine and imbalanced feminine energy that a lot of females are not aware. But if y'all aren't, and if you listen to me, females, I'm gonna say something here, and people may not understand it, but I guarantee you, if we go into the comments, I got a feeling if there are some males watching this, they will help me. They will amen what I'm getting. Well, don't amen it. You can ashe what I'm about to say. But people don't understand. Women are always running around crying and talking about our feelings and what we need and how we've been hurt and how we've been damaged. People do not realize that very often women may love faster or quicker in a relationship scenario, but often men love harder. So when a woman has toyed with a man's feelings, or they grew apart, or whatever happened, again, there's all kinds of ways relationships can go south. But at the end of it, he very often is even way more damaged than anybody can ever see on the outside, because from the time he was a little boy, he's been told it's not cool to show his feelings. So he just suck it up and keep moving and suck it up and keep moving. But there comes a point, if you are trying to become this divine masculine that's drawing in this divine feminine goddess priestess energy, you really, really want the whole ball of wax and the love you know you deserve, you got to address that. And sometimes, even if you can't talk about it to others, like I said, get it out. Write that letter to your goddess, write that letter to spirit, complain, whatever you need to do to be able to get those feelings out and address it. But spirit says, or Archangel Michael says, it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. And the prayer is, Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me hear your answers and for giving me courage to make healthy changes in my life. Wow. Okay. And then we are going to take a peek here. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. We got gathering around, the power of community with the wailing tree, reconciliations. And then we have lost in space, needing direction, winter's dream, gestation period, and dust devil, moving out of stagnation. So honestly, yeah, there's something in your relationship crawl that's kind of keeping you stuck. And please don't think that because Wailing Tree came out here that that's telling you you got to reconcile with a painful scenario. No. Sometimes the reconciliation just comes within yourself so you can let something go. We can forgive. Well, a lot of times relationships end, and I know females are always talking about needing closure, closure, and everybody would like closure, but more so than closure, sometimes, like I said, the reconciliation that you need to have needs to be within your soul, to know that that scenario has run its course. You've gotten what you needed to get out of it. Like Gandhi says, I bless those who bring me pain, for they are my teachers. Sometimes the reconciliation means, yes, I love you, I forgive you, but we go in our separate ways. It doesn't always mean coming back together. It just means an ability to forgive and see the lesson. But yeah, moving out of stagnation though is good. Needing direction is lost in space. Well, I mean that's why we're here, so we can get some further direction. And we do understand there's a time factor there, but okay, no worries, no worries. Let's see if we can get a little spiritual insight from the ancestors as to what might help you. And I think I'm gonna bypass some of these. We might get into the Akashic cards a little bit later, but I want to get into the tarot in a minute and see where we're going with this. Oh yeah. Tribal elder is here. Honor ancestral traditions and power. Along with heavenly guides, seek answers from the heavens. An angel of peace, inner tranquility and balance. Masculine, you definitely need a little more heart healing. Your ancestors are with you, though. Spirit is going to help you. But you're doing the right thing, because honestly, this is what it takes to be able to call in this feminine. Yeah, we're gonna get into the tarot first. We're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna come back to those. We got plenty of oracle cards here and get you some messages, but I wanna see what's going on with the tarot. Yeah. We're gonna pull a Celtic cross. Let's see what's going on. And then we can clarify as well. Wow. Oh my goodness. First card out is the Lovers. And what crosses it? The Sun. What's above? The Aeon. What's beneath? 8 is adjustment. These are all trumps, y'all. And you saw me shuffle this deck. The Queen of Swords is in your past. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. This was the Aeon here. The Queen of Swords is here. Actually, I'm not. Wait a minute. Because the way the Crowley deck lays out the cross is a little bit different. So let me make sure here. It trips me up a little bit each time. I think it's different than what I normally would. Yeah, it is. I did it right. The Eon should be here. 3, 4, 5, and the 9 of Cups is in the 6th position. I gotta scoot some of this over because we're about to run out of room. And what's going on right now? 3 of Swords. Sorrow. You wanting to manifest something, but you're having a hard time bringing it in because of some past pain, a decision-making point, something that you've not quite been able to shake. You might think you have, but if it's something messing with your manifestation power. The 4 of Cups is here. And the 7 of Cups. Whoa. Nope, I guess it was here. The Prince of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, though, we have, I think this is Temperance. We'll take hold that aside. In the top of the deck, no, that wasn't. That was the bottom of that other deck. The top of the deck over here is the Tower. So we'll take a peek at those in a bit. Wow. The Four of Cups in the traditional tarot is a bit of apathy and introspection. Of course, Seven of Cups here is called luxury. But the seven, yeah, those are the cups. The Seven of Cups in the traditional tarot is like choices or whatnot. But here is debauch. So I'm going to definitely take a little bit of a peek to see what that is. But we're going to look at these trumps too, because that's a whole lot of major arcana just jumping out. Seven of Swords is here with the Lover. So this is something either hidden or you got somebody. It's not. You either got to keep it to yourself, but honestly, the Seven of Swords there with the Lovers would tell me that either there was an ex or somebody that don't really want that for you. Yeah, the Devil is here with the Cross. At the head of the matter is the Queen of Pentacles. That's what you want to bring in. The Four of Wands is down here with Adjustment. Why does that feel stuck? It's not, though. The Hangman is here with the Queen of Swords. The Two of Pentacles is here with this Nine of Cups. So that's good. Balance and happiness. And then the Ace of Cups. Well, hopefully that'll help mitigate this Three of Swords. That promise of that emotional healing or whatnot from there. With this Four of Cups, we got the Eight of Cups. And then here we go. Thankfully, the Emperor is here. Whoa. The Three of Wands. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Two came out, the Three of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So that's not a bad way to end up on over there. Whoa. Pull all of the tarot first before we dig into the Crowley meanings because I want to be able to look at them together. Solar plexus chakra. Ooh, that's kind of, well, yeah. With the Lovers. And then the movement, choices, and decision with the Sun. And honestly, the Sun here with the Devil just lets me know that either it denounced kind of being stuck in your head, like a self-imposed stuckness, or this Devil energy could just be Capricorn energy, that the movement, choices, and decisions have something to do with commerce. Material harvest is here with the Eon. Yeah, maybe you ain't had you haven't felt like your money was right to be able to call in this Queen. And honestly, maybe it is. That may have something to do with what you're calling in, or something in your healing journey is about closing cycles of codependency or poverty or your relationship with money. So perhaps you have to close that cycle before you can address calling in a divine counterpart, not because she's a gold digger and has to have the money, but it's about how you feel about yourself as a divine masculine and being able to be the provider or king of commerce or that emperor status or building an empire or whatever it is that's central to your spiritual journey, that has to be addressed and in motion before you can call in this queen. Stand your ground is here with adjustment in the Four of Wands. Okay. Ooh, Destiny is here with the Queen of Swords and the Hangman. But trapped in fear. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's what's standing in the way of your happiness. How to make this choice, how to find these decisions, kind of scared that it may or may not happen. Can't necessarily find the balance, but this is also the position of the near future. So it's gonna work itself out. It's like, yeah, fertility. With the Ace of Cups and the Three of Swords. Ooh, okay, yeah. Apathy, walking away from pain and heartache is right here with heartache and loss. And that's kind of where these are your outside influences right now. Your hopes and fears, the time factor, making the right choice and how long it's taking is here with the Emperor. Let me see how this ends up for you. Oh, all right then. Okay. But with the, okay, ending up this with the, we ain't got to look at all of them now when I see this, because it ends here with the Prince of Wands, with transformation and harmony, with the Nine of Cups. There's that personal satisfaction, and your Three of Wands, looking for your ships to come in, kind of some progress towards that. So yeah, this is about, it ain't really got nothing. It's not that you're doing anything wrong from what it looks like. It just looks like there's some more healing that's necessary and a little bit more leveling up so that you're being prepared to be who you are. It's kind of a double mission thing. Yes, you want the woman, and I get it. If it's been a while and a dry spell, and where is she? And so many the gold diggers, and this one done broke your heart, and all of that. I get all of that. And God knows with some of the stuff we see out there, you be wondering, is she gonna make her way to you? Yes. But there is a bit of a waiting game here because you're being leveled up. Before I started this reading, a phrase came to my mind. And again, before I had pulled any of the cards, something came to my mind, but I didn't want to speak on it until I saw it. But I do see here this Hangman energy is here. The Destiny card is here. But with this Emperor and then all of these major arcana coming out, the Aeon is here with the Sun. The Aeon is at the crown of your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and say what I heard before I started this. Number one, you don't know who the F you are because you're a sleeping spiritual giant, my brother. Sleeping. Now, I'm not saying you're not spiritually focused at all. Please do not, I'm not casting no aspersions on nobody's spirituality, but you have no idea who you really are spiritually yet, and who you're being called to become, and who you're evolving into. But I think that's part of the waiting game as far as this love scenario too. Because guess what? The female, the divine feminine that you're drawing in, oh, she a hell of a. But guess what? If she's rare, if you're rare, and from this looks pretty rare, please understand that your divine counterpart is equally rare. And she might be being spiritually leveled up in a waiting space, kind of spirit working on her and the ancestors working on her. She's a royal bride being prepared for a royal bridegroom, a priestess being prepared for her hierophant, an empress being prepared for her emperor. That part. And as such, this takes time, but it's part of your destiny. And just a little more patience. You manifesting something pretty chill here. I mean, it keeps showing up in the reading, so I'm gonna take that. Now we're gonna look in here just because I got to see some of the meanings for these trumps, and I don't want to take a whole lot of your time, but I'm nosy. I got to know now because this is a lot of here. And we're not going to read all of this because it's pages of information about each one, but I want to just get some of the book information from it. The instinct is devotion and unification of opposites merging with totality. Love is an expression of totality and completeness. Um, Let me see. I wanted to look at the. They got so much information about here. We're not going to there. I want to look at like the interpretations. Okay. The general. The Trump Six is one of the most complex and intricate cards of the major arcana because it portrays sexuality and human love with all of its contradictions and simultaneously with the alchemy of the universe. The card represents the power of life itself, the creative love that can be very striking, but also just as destructive when one overlooks the instinctive fervor that can burn away every bit of reason and logic with its flame once it has erupted. Sexuality is the means by which we first break out of the isolation of our egocentricity. It forces us to open up to that which is outside of us and lets us search for the connection to other people because it is through this connection that we experience the deeper meaning of life and its orientation toward growth and increase. It is one of the great wonders that, oh Lord, maybe I'll cover that. It is one of the great wonders that humans are integrated into the cycle of the eternal despite their ego oriented and overly rational separation from nature. And the glue this process is and the glue in this process is sexuality. However, this card also points out that a necessary decision is connected with the experience of love, the rejection of the previous scope of life, the parental home, the bachelor life, the many flirtations, and the clear avowal of one love. This step is not it not only leads to the overwhelming experience for which the lovers stands, but it also is the reason why the card used to be called the decision. It can just as well indicate necessary decisions having little or nothing to do with love. In such cases, it means that we should decide from the depths of our hearts without rancor and without holding other doors open for ourselves. Which of these two topics are emphasized by the card can only be discerned according to the background of the question asked. In any case, it means a yes from the bottom of the heart and of one's own accord. And it's interesting that the solar plexus came out here, which is like I said, other than the heart, like I said, most of our manifestations come from right there. And what's crossing it here? The sun, which is 19. Striving for the light, reconciliation with the shadow side, and realization of the innermost. The shadow is self satisfaction, personality, cult, delusions of grandeur, but the light aspect is vivacity, acceptance of light, vitality, generosity, warmth, and the ascent to the light. And then, let me see. The interpretation, I can't see. Since the early beginnings of humanity, we have perceived the powerful principle in the sun as it does battle with the forces of darkness every night in order to rise again every morning with admonished strength and to follow its victorious course across the heavens. Its quality is the boundless flowing vitality that it draws from the cosmos. The center of its rays are energy channels forming the zodiac. It is symbolic of the divine will that places itself at the focal point of the universe. It represents Haru Raha, The Lord of the new Aeon, in his manifestation to the human race as the sun, is its spiritual, moral, and physical aspects, writes Crowley. And let's see, viewed from above, the zodiac ellipse rests on the column of rays of a fire rose that is whirling in the depths. In contrast to the circle in representing the individual, the ellipse is the symbol of wholeness since it unites in a perfect circle two focal points. The law of the circle says that every focal ray emanating from the center is reflected back to the same center from the edge of the circle. According to the law of the ellipse, however, every focal point emanating from a focal point is thrown to the other focal point by the edge. As a symbol of wholeness, it therefore shows the constant exchange between conscious and unconscious. So, yes, basically, I mean, the sun is happy in any deck. They got pages and pages of info. We don't necessarily have to go there. But the Eon is, I think that's the world card in the regular deck, but they call it the Eon here. It's here with Material Harvest and the Queen of Pentacles. And the card stands, the instinct is birth, renewal, awakening, realization of utopia, birth of the new, recognition of the great correlations, expanded perception and liberation of previously concealed abilities, and transformation. So now, on the highest level, the Trump 20 deals with time and changes through time. This then addresses not only the end and destruction, but also hope, redemption, and liberation. While the traditional cards indicate the moving experience of the resurrection and liberation of what was buried and imprisoned, here it is more a matter. It's more a matter of that which is new, which is coming in the future, and of the realization of utopia. That the spiritual level of experience is of great importance here is shown by the lucid figure in the foreground in opposition to which the manifested older Horus must step down. The card therefore has a thoroughly delightful significance. It shows the decisive step towards becoming oneself, the continual process of alchemical transformation that lets something higher be created from what is base. I told you, you don't know who you are, sleeping spiritual giant. That part. Now, adjustment here, number 8. Is that 8 or yes, 8. So we got stand your ground with the 4 of Wands, which is truthfully the twin flame marriage card. Whoa, and I done dropped it. In the traditional tarot, it's easy to see, like it's like a marriage gazebo with the man and woman, but here it's a little bit darker, but I think you can still see this couple and then the 4 wands there. Honestly, I think this is more of a couple card than even a traditional tarot, but yeah. And then we have this is perceptive will, finding harmony by mastering reality, taking responsibility for oneself, self-realization, objectivity. And then the light aspect is balance, fairness, discernment, uh, fairness, law, and structure. Let me see. The general interpretation. The card contains a number of different topics. It stands for the clear, objective perception, for the conscious, decisively made judgment, for immortality, balance, and fairness. It also shows that we receive what is due to us. On the everyday level, it tells us that we are confronted with the results of our actions in both good and evil. On a higher level, it means that for the moment, we should turn away from the external actions and become clear as to our inner motives. This is shown by the sword pointing downward. If we consider the Fool, Alpha, to be the pure existence in the universe, Omega, to be the conclusive panorama, then adjustment shows us the inner understanding of our destiny. the prerequisite for this understanding is perception. And it's interesting that they mentioned destiny, and destiny is here in the psychic tarot in the next position with this Queen of Swords and the Hanged Man. So perception, decision making, and like I said, stepping into destiny. Now in the near future, like I said, near future, it's overcoming this fear situation and finding balance as you move into more of the happiness. And the Nine of Cups is about like physical fulfillment in that happiness scenario. So yeah, those were, and like I said, Temperance is here with the Tower. So that's basically just denoting spirit is all over that. You got angelic direction and spiritual guidance overseeing this, and truthfully probably delaying the union a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I get it. We don't like to hear that things are being delayed, but it's not a bad delay. It's just making you ready for that which you've asked. There's what's that Meek Mill say? Is levels to this. Sometimes it takes more for us to be made ready for something than what we realize. We get impatient, but yeah. Let's take a look at some oracle cards. Get you some words of encouragement on the way out here, because I do believe it's coming. It's coming. And I'm not pulling love cards per se out of here because truthfully, like I said, you got, yeah, love shows up here. And I mean, it's the first thing out the gate, but this is more about balancing yourself to bring that in. Look, discover your superpower, access 100% of your mojo. Make the grade with flying colors. Remember, you signed up for this. So even if it takes a little time, this is the game, dude. This is the game. Let me pull a little of this. I'm gonna take a look at your love and money briefly. It's not love card like we normally would, but I got a few that we can look at. Yeah. Black Moon, Lilith, and Sagittarius. Free yourself is here with the nodes of the moon. Release, clear, and align. And that's probably what you're doing now. That's the delay period. Just continue healing, getting the encouragement, understanding that it's some things are happening. You just may not be aware of them yet, but you just keep working on you, and the rest gonna take care of itself. Let me see here on the love tip. What we got? What we got? Trust your intuition, for it knows the way to me. When you listen closely, love's whisper becomes clear. So yeah, it's in your vortex. It's coming. Friend, we share a connection with mutual friends or acquaintances. Oh, oh, do you know who it is already? Some of you, it looks like it, sounds like it. Okay, okay. Online, I'll meet you online when we're ready. So for some of you, this may be somebody you already know. For others of you, it's somebody you might be gonna meet online, but that's okay too. Most folks do meet that way these days. Just be careful and pay attention. Whether your space is physical or digital, you can find a lot of fulfillment in being a host. So this by getting your money up, financial freedom. When you're financially free, your lack of money no longer defines the limitations of your life. Ain't that the truth? Empowerment. Are you ready to fully step into your power and accept all the responsibility that comes with it? And inner work came here. Don't be afraid to prioritize your personal growth and spiritual development. Health and wellness are necessary to enjoy an abundant life. So yeah, it's about doing a little more work on you so that, yeah. You got to feather the nest a little bit before you can get a hen to roost in it with you. That's all. Sprucing up your cave a little bit on the inside, interiorly, spiritually, maybe a little bit of getting the money up. That's why I wanted to look at these money cards a little bit, just to kind of get an idea of what might be going on in that aspect. Because truthfully, it ain't even about her being a gold digger. If you don't feel like you need to feel as a man, you're not gonna attract the kind of female you want. The kind, because the real for real, the kind of female that you want ain't even really caring about the money, because she understands once y'all get together, once your energy comes together and the cooperation and the ideas and all that, even if you don't have all the money you want right then, y'all are going to manifest an empire anyway, if that's what she wants and that's where you're focused and she brings in, because she's going to encourage you to it. And you already know, once you find a lady that really really got your attention like that, as long as she's the wind beneath your wings and your cheerleader, you'd build a Taj Mahal for her if that's what she wanted, as long as she allows you the freedom to do so. So the money thing in and of itself is not an issue. But if you're closing cycles of poverty or codependency, you may need to be able to stand on your own and all that for your sense of self worth, for your spirituality, to know that you can move forward and you can provide and you can do all of those things, so that you can feel like, not, you don't have to feel less than. And especially I'm speaking to the divine masculines, because very often in a spiritual union, very often the female has begun to awaken first, and so he's the masculine may already be feeling a little bit less than, if he's perfectly honest, regardless of whether she's making him feel less than or not. He feel like, I should be the one leading, but she's more spiritually advanced, and I should be the one being able to do this, but she got it going on. And especially if we're here in the States, when you're coming across these females that have been in this masculine energy, they might have the money together, the job, the this and the that. She really don't really need a man monetarily. That starts playing on your psyche. So spirit, it looks like it's trying to get your situation lined up a little bit. She may still be a little bit more advanced spiritually, but once you all come into association or union with each other, you'll continue to ping off of each other and catalyze growth and ascension in each other. This delay is about working on you, so that you, like I said, it's not to attract a woman that's going, because she's really not going to care that much about what you got going on financially. It's so that you can hold your head up and look in the mirror and understand who you really are, so that that energy shift in you allows you to attract in the woman that's commensurate to the energy that goes with this. Yeah, you got some money blocks right here. It says being stuck. Oh, actually, you're stable for now, but it also says career might be water related or have something to do with travel. But there's some kind of money block or some kind of stuckness here for the moment, but it's not going to necessarily stay that way. We also have wings rising above the money issues, business taking off, profit, career, possibly spiritual work, life purpose, or mission having to do with your career situation. And that's kind of a catch 22 too, especially if your career is having to do with something spiritual. Very often it also has something to do with your divine counterpart. So it's like, can't G, can't haul. You waiting for her to come in, but you can't really get that together. But you're probably gonna have to get something else going monetarily before you fully step into spiritual mission. I know it's a little bit of one step forward, two steps back when it comes to that, but it'll work its way out. Spiral is here, out of control, climbing the ladder upward trend. Career, and the career option, it says something about a promotion or revisiting a job or connections. So yeah, until you get hooked up with that divine feminine, you might just have to focus on the more secular aspects of money and career. But do understand it's not going to always stay that way, because you have a spiritual calling. And once you get in union with that female, that divine feminine, the spiritual aspect of it is probably going to shift your money aspect, y'all are going to get paid from the spiritual as well. Oh, let me look at this law of attraction scenario first. Then we're going to get a Metatron card. Then we'll be out of here. Yeah. Since we talking about drawing in all of this, let's see. The law of oneness, release the need to make anyone wrong and unify with your truth. And the law of neutrality, practice non-reaction and staying in equanimity. Is that part of your healing journey that you need to look at? Let's see, one more. The law of transmutation, energize the mental picture of your dream. That may have something to do with that writing it down too. Write that pain down and get it away from you, but also write your dreams into existence. Start visualizing what it is that you really want. Even if you can't picture her face right now, understand what it feels like, what the love that you're trying to call in feels like, and the qualities that you want in a person, even if it's not the a specific. Yeah, don't try to manifest a specific person unless it's somebody you've already met and you feel it going that way. You would be far better off to manifest what it feels like and what you want and let that come to you. The law of Dharma is here, though. Transform your pain into your purpose. And I kind of felt that at the beginning of the reading. I just really feel like somewhere down the line, a female done done a wham bammy on you, and you just got a little bit more healing that you need to do around that. But in the process of healing that, you're going to do quite a bit of spiritual leveling up too, to make way for this priestess goddess that you I want to say manufacturing. I started to say manifesting, but manufacturing almost came out. But for real, it's kind of like Build-A-Bear spiritually. You manufacturing her too, and she's manufacturing you. Wake up call. Listen and take note. Chakra is here, light body, and gold. Cup of replenishment is here. Now let's see. 38. Since the solar plexus came out, I guess we will look at the chakra. You are light. How easy it is to forget this crucial fact that you are light. Nothing thrives in this universe in darkness. Light is needed by every cell of your body to evolve and stay healthy and grow. You're asked to pay attention to your chakra system, which is the basis for distributing light around your entire system, both within your physical body and your auric fields as well. Light broken down into its cascades of individual colors can heal and support you at every level. You were born to embrace all the colors of the rainbow within you, and in fifth dimensional consciousness, you are able to assimilate more colors and light than ever before. You're encouraged to experiment and visualize, breathe, and use colors in new ways and for different purposes. Gone are the days of static colors contained in only one space. Instead, you are encouraged to welcome rainbow light into every chakra, flowing out and refracting from white light itself as depicted in this card. You may be drawn to learning more about color therapy by pulling this card or by looking again at colors within your home and in your wardrobe. As Metatron says, we have to be the colors. You may be drawn to one part of the color spectrum or one or two colors. Look into the meaning of these colors, but also experiment with new tones and variants. Open up to a new world of color and let it uplift, inspire, and support you at this time. I'm not going to read all of this, but the thought that came to me very, very closely, the chakra that was mentioned here was the solar plexus. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What I do? Oh, here we are. And the solar plexus is that yellow color, so you may want to look into a little bit more of the colors of the chakras, but especially since this was in the very heart or the beginning of your reading, you might want to get you some citrine or bring some yellow into your life somehow. Um, Now the wake up call is 11. Card number 11 links to the planet Pluto and rebirth. It also relates to the 1111 coded wake up call program to make us sit up and take notice of spirit. And of course, 1111 is that twin flame number as well. So, as much as we saw love focused on here, and it seems to be kind of in this reading, if you are calling in a divine counterpart, 11 is a very important number for you. And we did see it, like I said, repeated in that four. Um, what was it one, the four of cups that we saw, this card right here? Yeah, that was two cards. And I don't bring nothing around. Wow, I knew it felt really thick. I don't even know what got on that card that caused it to get damaged like that. And maybe that's, well, everything in a reading is significant. Look what was stuck to it, the Five of Swords. This is what's been on your back holding you away from this competition, this conflict. Five of Swords is straight up conflict. So something in your past has literally been on your back holding you back from this. But Spirit, it came here with stand your ground though, and adjustment. Cannot believe that. I looked at it earlier. And again, I don't. It must have been a drop of water or something on it because I don't eat at the tarot table. So that's really, really weird that that happened. But take note. Um, where were we? Yeah. Okay. It's a time to step into the deepest trust and heed the clarion call of the mighty Archangel Metatron. This call cannot be drowned out by fear or denial of that which is before you now. It is time to step into the deepest trust and heed this wake up call, which may be spiritual in nature or affecting something very physical around you now. You have been aware for some time that something needed to change. Something is coming, or that a situation can no longer carry on. Your inner voice may have whispered, but Metatron now shouts the warning message loudly for you to hear. You may experience ringing in your ears, popping of energy, or an unblocking of one or both of your ears as you hear Metatron call you. You may also see numbers, particularly the combination 1111, which are prompting you to see things in a new way, but also to let you know that Metatron is with you. He does so with love and urgency and as a warning that to carry on regardless, not heeding the advice and guidance carries consequences. And if this calling is ignored, your path will no longer be in alignment with your soul's true calling. And yeah, I think that's enough of that. And then we're going to look at 16 really quickly. Gold, cup of replenishment. And it's interesting. I mean, gold isn't exactly yellow, but kind of. We start out here with solar plexus. So, yeah, kind of, sort of. That is a way to consider. Are you in touch with your golden state that lies within? This is the place of divine truth and light where your soul resides. As you prepare for initiation into Archangel Michael's sacred circle of Archangel Metatron, sacred circle of light, allow any heaviness to dissolve that prevents this. To be in Metatron's presence is to remember your wisdom, your power, and your holiness. No more playing small. You are here to shine and to excel at anything you choose to do. Through adversity, you also can grow and evolve to reach a more enlightened and fruitful place of being. Wow, considering it, what I said before, spiritual giant, not knowing who you are, this card is very appropriate. Wow. To shine for others and for yourself, this is why you're here. The golden chalice is offered for you to drink from. Its golden nectar renews and revitalizes your whole energetic and auric system, which seeks upgrade to a higher vibration and more light. Reach for this cup when you feel weary or in difficulty. Drinking its nectar brings sustenance to the cells of your body that need its light to thrive and radiate health and well-being. Gold is given to the one that has earned its reward, the person who has been of loyal spiritual service and yet may be depleted as a result. You may need to take some time out to rest, recuperate, and recharge at this time. You are one of Metatron's angelic helpers on this earth, and he seeks to honor that through the gift of this special chalice. It is sacred, and so are you. Receive its help now. The gold takes away any fear and doubts you may have and replaces them with certainty, strength, and centeredness. You feel your solar plexus being you feel your solar plexus being replenished by this gold, recharging you to optimum spiritual power and might. The golden light confers protection too. A cocoon of gold surrounds every part of you. You're always safe within it and are able to receive as well as give positive light energy. With Metatron's golden ray bestowed upon you today, you are eternally blessed and loved. The infinity symbol on this card reminds you of the union between you and all the angelic beings of light who are with you now and will always will be. An additional meaning of this card is its link to the Ace of Cups in the traditional tarot. Love, yeah. Here we see a single cup, which also symbolizes true love, particularly if partnered in a spread with card 6, love. The golden infinity symbol also links to soulmate unions and twin flame partnerships. Both are being highlighted at this time and blessed with Metatron's golden ray. The cup here offers communion with another, a meeting of minds, bodies, and souls blessed by spirit. Golden replenishment comes now, just when you need it. Wow, family. What I'm going to do, I don't have any that I've done myself, but what I am going to do is look for either a meditation or some frequency music that I will link in the as a pinned comment in here to go along with it'll either be a solar plexus meditation or like a twin flame meditation, something like that, to kind of link and tie this in together to help you along, because wow, wow, wow. Divine masculine, you beautiful, sleeping spiritual giant, you slumber, but not too long. Fear, but not fear not, is coming to you, all in good time. Just let this process happen and keep doing your thing and leaning towards spirit, because they got your back. Stand your ground. It's coming. Keep healing, and it's all coming together. This is your reading. I thank you for allowing me to read for you today. If you got benefit from it, please give the video a thumbs up. If you know someone that can benefit from it, likewise, please be kind enough to share with them. And until next time, soul family, peace and blessings to you. I love you so much. Namaste.